What's going on, folks? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. Week 96 of Reselling Online. I've been documenting this journey for almost 2 years now. Now, you've either clicked on this video for one of four reasons. One, you're a reseller, either part-time or full-time. Two, you're thinking about reselling or you want to start. Three, you've just started. Or four, you're simply just curious. Now, in today's episode, what I want to take you through is a simple tool that can actually help change the way you operate in your business or how you operate doing your reselling. It's a tool that will change the game for you. I like to think so. And it's one that I revisit on a regular basis, but it's simply a tool that can help you do better in your business. I'm going to share with you that first before we get into anything else into the video, and then I'm going to go through my weekly progress, and then I'm going to give you some show and tell. So, what is this magical tool that I'm talking about? What will be the thing that will change your game? Well, it requires you to think, it requires you to have your own perspective, but it is simple and it is a powerful tool, and that is a SWOT analysis. And if you don't know what a SWOT analysis is, I'll chuck it up on screen and you can follow along. We're going to go through it together, but essentially it's going through your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, the best time to use this is when you start, or the best time to revisit this is when you're wanting to start growing or to start changing how you're operating for the better, I guess. So when you start reselling, if you're thinking about getting into it, or if you are just at a bit of a flat spot in your reselling game, or maybe you just want to do it to see maybe there's an opportunity you didn't even realize, this is the chance for you. You're going to go through the process with me. We're going to do it together. Very simple to do, and it just requires you to think about it. That's all it is. The reason why I like to revisit this tool on a regular basis is it helps me grow. It helps me increase my business. It helps me operate better. It helps me become a better reseller, and it helps me think outside of the box. It is that simple. Let's go through it together. It's got 4 quadrants. We've got the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and we're going to go through each one together. So let's start with strengths, and I'm going to give you some examples. Now, if you are starting your reselling game, that's great. That's perfect for this exercise. But regardless, wherever you are, I want you to go through this and ask yourself the question, what are my strengths? What do I bring to the table that is an advantage? That's essentially what we go through in the strengths quadrant. You want to go through it and understand, what are your strengths? What do you bring to the table that other people potentially don't have? If you're starting fresh, how can you be an outlier compared to other people doing this? I share all my stuff online, so you can see what I do well. You can also see what I do bad, or you can see where I potentially have opportunity or potentially have some threats. Now, for me, my strengths personally, and I'm not going to go into every single detail, but just to give you some examples to help you with some of the thinking, is I've got project management experience for the last 7 years. I've been managing monthly budgets and forecasts on projects. I've been doing risk management. I've been doing governance and process controls. That helps me with the business. I love numbers. That also helps me with the business. I've had 5 different businesses over the years. A lot have failed, others I've sold, and some, they just weren't for me. But I've gained so much experience and knowledge and understanding going through that process. I've also always been flipping. Ever since I was younger, I started with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I might not have been doing it from a reselling perspective, but I do have some concepts and understanding of how this operates. This is coming from when I first started doing the actual reselling game. This is my strengths if I was starting fresh today. I have interests in pop culture, sci-fi, and personal interests which I think are relevant or help me understand to know the value. It gives me a place to start from, knowing that I would pay this much for that. Therefore, if I can get it cheaper, I know someone else in that collecting world would also pay for that. I'm a people person. I like to connect and I like to have conversations and help and share with other people, which gives me an advantage to, spark up conversations and potentially lead to some new opportunities. These are just some of the strengths, and as I said before, these are more strengths coming into reselling that has enabled me, but they continue to enable me as I progress into my journey of growth. Let's jump over to weaknesses. Now, essentially, this is where you want to ask yourself, where do I struggle? Where do I lack? What's something that I'm missing? And for me, I think one of my biggest weaknesses right now, and ever since I started, has been I'm a big dreamer. I'm a big thinker. I dream big too quick, and sometimes it's good to have these big dreams and goals and ambitions, but you need to make sure you're understanding what is it going to take to get there and not get so focused on the bigger picture, because you got to do the work in between. So it's not as bad now, but when I first start into something, that's what I start thinking about. But the other one is analysis paralysis. I can become so focused on issues or overthink things because I like the numbers, I like the detail, and that can become a weakness. This is not all my weaknesses, but this is just an example to help you understand, but these are definitely some of the obvious ones. Opportunities, this is where you want to ask yourself, what do you have available to you? What options do you have that maybe other people don't have? You know, what is your ambition? What are your goals? What are the things that you're trying to accomplish here? Because your motivation gives you great opportunity. Now, for me, the opportunity might actually be, and this has changed over the last couple of years as I've been doing this, but there's few competitors in my area doing exactly the same thing. I have the opportunity for other people to be looking on my behalf, using their eyeballs to help source stuff for me. I've got access to free postage filler in some circumstances. I've got access to things that save me money. These are all opportunities for me that enable me to make things a little bit easier, that give me an advantage, and it's going to be different for everyone. These are just some of the examples of current ones, not when I necessarily started, and you need to reflect on what are the opportunities that you have. My ambitions, I've got big long-term ambitions which keep me motivated, keep me driven. This is my full-time gig, this is my primary income. This is how I make my money, so I'm motivated to get out there and get it done. It's not just, I want to make $100 a week. I want to see how much money I can make every week. The next one and the final quadrant is threats. Now, this is where you want to ask yourself, what is something that is slowing me down? What is something that could slow me down? What is an obstacle? What is a challenge? What may limit your ability to grow? Now, this will continue to change. You know, threats could be rising prices. It could be cost inflation around, you know, Australia postage, or it could be supply versus demand in sourcing areas. It could be, you know, I had the threat of storage. Obviously, I've now solved that. I've got my storage unit, but these will change. They will come and go, and you need to be mindful of what they look like when you're starting and when you're progressing. Because if you leave this as a blind spot, you could get taken out pretty quickly, right? And it just makes sense to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 30 minutes overall for the whole quadrant every quarter, and just see what you can do to, you know, can I identify some new strengths? Can I identify maybe some areas I need to improve? Can I identify some new opportunities? And can I identify, are there any new threats on the horizon? Take this SWOT analysis and I want you to run with it, but I also want you to ask yourself these questions. Think broad with it, you know, think outside of the box. How does it apply to you? How does it apply to your environment? How does it apply to your world and your ecosystem? What do you have to offer? What do you have access to? What do you need to be mindful of? And what is going to be a threat or something that slows you down? Use these and some of the other little key statements that I've spoken about to help you prompt on getting into this thinking tool. Because this tool, it can really, really help you. As I said, if you do it from the start, if you continue to revisit it and just, you know, have a look at everything that you're operating with, everything that you have in front of you in terms of opportunity and threats, and it will help you get ahead. Of course, you still got to do the action, you still got to do the work. That's the whole point of this. The idea is that it helps you understand maybe where you need to put your attention rather than just thinking about where you need to put your attention. And I think this is super important. I'll leave you with this before we get into the rest of the video, is as you go from $0 to $1,000, then you grow from $1,000 to $5,000, then you grow from $10,000 to $20,000, and so on and so forth. You will need new ways of building growth. You'll need new ways of doing business. You'll need new ways of being able to get to that next level. And this SWOT analysis is just a simple tool that enables you to think not just of someone that wants to be selling $100 worth or $1,000 worth, but as you start to progress of what is it going to take me to get to 20,000, and what are the threats, what are the opportunities, what are my strengths, and what are my weaknesses. So I challenge you, have a go, see what you can come up with, and I hope it does help you. All right, what is sold for this week? We're going to dive into the top 4 items for the week, and you know, an interesting item, and then we'll go through all the stats, and then we'll jump into some show and tell. So the top item number 1 for this week was this 1993 Mighty Max battle cap. Now this one I picked up for $2.50 in the thrift. I've been able to sell this for $132.50. That's going all the way over to the UK, and I've walked away with $80.81 after fees and postage. Top item number 2 for this week was this rare VHS, The Never Dead. Now this one, I did take a best offer. I originally had it at $120. I only paid less than 60 cents for this, for about 43 cents. And I've been able to sell it just over 80 bucks, $82.80. Now, 43 cents into $82 is just incredible. So I took the offer, and I've walked away with $54.39 after fees and postage. Top item number 3 for this week was this Mighty Max Dreadheads lot of 4. This lot I purchased for $2.50, also from the same op shop that I got the other one from. I've been able to sell this for $60 flat, and after fees and postage, I'm walking away with $39 back into my pocket. Top item number 4 for this week is the Medium Complete Series 1 to 7. I picked this up from the op shop. I paid about $4.32. That's an average cost of good price, and I've been able to sell it for $65, and I've walked away with $38.58 after fees and postage. Not too bad. Now, the interesting item to be on a lookout for, or just so you're aware of, is this book by Captain W.E. Johns. Now, this was called Worrells Down Under. He has a lot of Biggles books, but he also did another series, which is Worrells, which is essentially the female version of Biggles. Now, this one I picked up for $1.78 actually the video comes out later this week, and that's an average cost of good. I've been able to sell this for $36 first edition. Not big dollars, but it did sell pretty quick. So be on the lookout for these. I've been able to walk away with $18.70 after fees and postage. Not too bad. So how have we progressed for the week? Well, week 96, it has been a solid week. It has absolutely been very, very rewarding. I've done a total of 62 sales. Margin is up there, 53.5%. Cost of goods just shy of $200. We've done a total revenue of $2,252.73, which is my biggest for this financial year, and profit was $1,206.86. ASP, we're sitting around that $36 mark, and average cycle time was 72 days. As you can see here, here's all the items that I've been selling. I did do a Facebook flip where I was able to move out a lot of just media items that I wasn't going to be selling or spending a lot of time on, and I got a good $500 for that. So that was earlier this week, which is why the DVDs have brought in so much profit and so much revenue for this week. Not too bad at all. Alright, we're going to dive into some show and tell. I'm just going to show you a little bit around through the week, what I've been doing at the storage and things like that. And I might flash up some of the productivity and things like that. If you do have any questions, chuck them down below. And yeah, let's dive into it. Howdy team, hope you're doing well. It's Thursday today, and we have got a big day ahead of us. And I want to take you through just some of my thinking of what I'm doing and how I'm still continuing to make this space the best possible can. Just to be frank, just to be straight to the point, we've got 29 packages for today. But first thing that I like to do is every time I come here, I'm bringing other stuff that now needs to go in here, or I'm bringing things that are going to enable me better. So today I've just set up this light. Whether that will stay exactly like that, it's a bit of a workaround for now, but it just gives me some extra light in here. Other things that I've been doing is, as I've started to progress, I am culling stuff that's still there. I've been adding all the VHS in. All the VHS are here now, and slowly doing that as I progress. Got more postage stuff that can go in here and all that. This is more stock and things that just make more sense to be here. So still continue to do that. I've still got lots of room. I'll quickly show you around. Obviously we've got a couple of little slots here. Still got a couple of slots here. A couple of slots here that needs to be cleaned up. This is all full to a brim now. All this can be rearranged. Like, this is not really good in terms of space management, but it's there for usability. Still got to continue sorting these. There's still a lot of space up here as well. All this space under here as well. Still got lots that I can improve on in here. I'm actually thinking I'm not going to be keeping this as a photo station for now. I'm going to use it maybe for more storage. Haven't kind of clicked on that yet, but basically the way I'm doing this, rather than coming here and trying to do everything at once, is just knocking off one little thing each time I'm here, and then focusing on actually just getting the work done. As you can see, he's here at the moment. Got the tape dispenser now. That saves a lot of time. Just little things, and that's the way I'm doing it. I've got my Trello board or my Kanban board where I'm ticking off things as I go. So today we're back in 29 packages. I'm going to do a pick, pack, and post. Yeah, it's warm in here. One thing I do need to get is a fan. Alright team, this was a pretty solid one. 29 packages. We've done it for 12 minutes and 11 seconds, and this is everything that we've got. So I don't think I mentioned this in my last video, but essentially I'm now putting things in order that they're going to be packed, so that way when I put them back, it's easy to put when I print out from the printer, the labels straight onto them. So we've got a whole bunch of different stuff that I'm going to take you through. We've got a couple of bundles. I'm running a buy two get one free, so some was there, and there was another lot here. We've got all these going out. This guy, quick little flip, only been out for about 24 hours. They've been sitting for so long, and they finally sold. This one's gone out for about 30 bucks, 4 books, so won't make much on that, but these were at like a 30-cent buy-in. This one's going out to Adam. I'll move that hair there, sorry mate. This one's going out to Adam. books along with stuff. He won this yesterday in my live stream, so congrats, mate. This one is crazy. This one's going out for, I think it was 89. Pretty cool VHS. This one's just incredible. Really, really good condition, so happy with that one. Got a belt buckle going out, and belt that's gone for 40. Another bundle of things, Blu-rays that I said before, just DVDs, media. This guy's gone for 29, not too bad. Pretty cool to see it in that version. It's gone for 29, I think it was. We've got a PlayStation 2 Slim here. It's gone out for $120. A couple of more sealed DVDs and raw medium, the complete box set. Some Johnny Wirtz, and under here I've got 2 Year 9 math books for teachers to loan. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is really good. I think what I'm going to have to do is, once I actually get my act together and move all that, that's going to come an overflow when I'm doing packing and stuff. So it's all happening, guys. Really, really good. I'm not filming too much today. Just want to get into the game and get focused. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. This light actually makes a huge difference. I've just added this today as well, and it does spread the light out a bit more. So pretty happy with it, actually. I'm happy with it. Right, team, all done now. We actually ended up with a total of 30 packages. I had one more come through while I was doing this, and we've done a total of 1 hour and 23 minutes. That's pick, pack and post, meaning print. I've just printed everything out. As you can see, everything's now labeled, all done. So there's the breakdown. My productivity has gone up, and you can have a look at the latest results. It's looking pretty good. The productivity is up there. I'm very happy with it all. Now the challenge is always getting all this into, whether it's tubs or into bags to get out of here. That doesn't take long. It's just trying to do it the most practical way. But that's it, guys. I'm wrapping up for the day. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm tired. And I'm just having a quick little look around of all the things that I've got to remember that I've got to do next time I come here. I've got a couple other errands that I've got to go run now, do some appointments, obviously do the post and things like that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And if you've got any questions, chuck them down below. So there you go. It's been a pretty cool week. Productivity is up. We are progressing in the right direction. I'm very happy with it. I've got some big ambitions and big goals with where I want to take all this, but you know, you got to do the slow part of doing the daily progress, and the rest will come over time. So working on that, working on still making things a lot better. As I said before, if you do have any questions, chuck them down below. Really do appreciate you being here. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Cheers.